Welcome everyone, this is TG Ace of Hearts. I am playing Graveyard Keeper. Um, this is I've been playing it for the last couple of days, and I made more than a few errors in the way I was playing. So it's time to restart the game from the very beginning.
Okay, so we are restarting.
The voice you're going to be hearing here and there is Munchkin Man 02. He's sitting next to me.
Hey,
He's checking out some things, make sure I'm on the right track.
I just have the wiki open,
He's got the wiki, even though there's not much in the wiki, um,
and something in the wikis are wrong.
and a lot of the wiki is was based on I think the alpha or the beta.
It is not useful.
Um, so what I'm going to be doing is going through the beginning, talking to everyone I need to talk to, not jumping ahead to what I think I need to do. Um, and you'll get a good idea of how to start out the game. So you're just a normal guy who ends up getting hit by a car or something, and you wake up in a strange place. And you have to deal with a talking skull right off, which, of course, everyone has to deal with a talking skull. What makes it worse is you haven't had your coffee yet. So he's just going to give you a few basics, tell you you're not dreaming, that this is your job. You'll hear a little jingling sound. Um, the game is actually walking me through this right now. I'm not even holding the controller. That jingling sound is coming from a donkey here. He is the um, delivery driver for corpses. So basically, he's just going to tell you his boss is his boss is the jackass. I'm not killing people. The dead people are just coming right to me. You will notice every once in a while the game kind of freezes a little. That's the game. That's not the stream. Um, so in the beginning, the donkey will drop off your corpses outside. You have to pick them up, bring them in. And then they will, he tells you what you need to do. The skull is a pain.
Yay! Technology.
So we'll put the corpse on the preparation table. Then I'll show you the technologies. As you can see, the tech trees are kind of big. Um, you start out with red and green XP that you can get. You also do need blue XP, but that comes later. Um, once you open up another section. Thank you. Yes, you are. Thank you very much. So even though, the guy's a little queasy about it, we're gonna. You win. Yes, you do. I will have to get you a special prize. Um,
Ooh, we gotta
when uh, when you do certain things, you unlock recipes and new technology. So you extract meat, you get a meat fiesta. It gives you other things that you can create. Now you're going to have to do something with the corpse. So we're just going to carry it over here to the graveyard. He explains how to. Oh, I got my shovel. And then all you have to do is pick a grave site. And your graveyard is pretty messed up at the beginning. Um, there hasn't been a gravekeeper here in a while. So you just dig a hole, throw the body in, and then you get a burial certificate. Anytime you properly take care of a body, you get a burial certificate, which means you can either bury it or cremate it. If you just chuck it in the river, you don't get anything for it. And now you get to talk to the bishop, and he's going to explain that it's, your job to take care of the graveyard, and, you know, if you don't screw things up like me, it says, graveyard quality of at least 5,
not 20.
not 20, because, that's what I did the first time.
And that this guy is the reason we had to restart.
Yeah, this guy, I kind of was trying to upgrade things, and when I upgraded, he kind of screwed me over because he didn't tell me that once you get the graveyard to a 5, you are promoted, and then you can then become oh, I'm not gonna. He tells you how to make new repair kits. So, and then as you can see, you get the first technology tree. There's stone, wood, um, clay or dirt is the other. Um, but now you can come up here and you can see that you've got all your basic tools, and then a stone repair kit and a wood repair kit. But the interesting thing is, as long as the trunk is close enough, you can still use it. Um, so that way you don't have to have everything in your inventory.
Oh, I didn't know the trees lowered your decor.
So we're going to fix this gravestone. There are a couple of gravestones that are wood and stone, so they take more resources to take care of. And of course, we're going to pick up XP as we go along. And the main thing that, or the only thing you're going to be using the XP for is to upgrade your technology tree.
And blue XP is a pain to get.
So, and if you notice, they're only 6 days a week. Oh, and I ran out of energy. My blue energy bar, which means I'm going to have to sleep, which is good because it's getting close to night anyway. But instead, I'll just totally throw off the days and head into town.
Oh, until
That's closed until, as I call it, Penis Day. I know. And I guess the days are based loosely on the 7 deadly sins, even though there's only 6 days. But, we've got Sunday. I've just named them, Sunday, Moon Day, Devil Day, Penis Day. There's also a Quake Day, because it kind of looks like the Quake symbol. So you're going to be dealing with this guy a fair amount, because every burial certificate you get he wants you to, you need to trade, but he wants you to do something else first. But here you go. The burial certificate, you can come here, get beer and other things. But the burial certificate is worth 1 silver, 50 copper. And even though it's the middle of the night, the blacksmith is usually out kind of late. Oh!
I was gonna say, as you say, and he's inside.
The blacksmith, you can buy extra tools from. He'll also buy metal ore. Anything metal related. Coal, he will buy from you as well. Oh good, he gave me an energy potion.
The world is flat.
Now, he tells you that you can... We're gonna leave him. Come up here. Go with the sword. We're gonna try and work, but we have no energy. So we'll just bump her over. Use one of the energy potions. And then you also have to make sure that you equip all your stuff. Once you have it, you're fine. But when you get newer stuff, you will have to equip it. I'm going to take the other energy potion just because I don't want it to lay around.
That's a tree. Oh, wait.
The child tells me it's a tree and there's a slime behind it.
It blended in.
Every time you swing your sword, you lose energy. Whether you hit what you're aiming at or not.
I don't even have to mark.
So, just going around wildly slashing. Not a good thing unless you have tons of food.
Don't try cutting trees with your sword because the Breath of the Wild.
So, and now I can create jellies. But if you could look, you can go in and trade with him. He gave you a whetstone, but when this one runs out, you're going to need another one. And he will also buy your tools back from you when you upgrade them. So the other issue, this is where this right here is where I screwed up in the game. Because they say that you can't just sell meat. It has to have a royal stamp on it. I guess they don't want, kangaroo meat or something. Little do they know. But they tell you that you can buy it from the royal mailbox near the church, or you can get it from another guy. Well, the other guy shows up at night and you have to do a bunch of repairs to your house to open up an area to get to him. And I did that. And in the process of doing that, I wasted a bunch of resources. That I didn't need to use. So that was one thing. Chasing after that stamp.
And then realizing that you had to go back until Nutty got the stamp.
So, because to get the stamp, there's a lot of stuff you have to do. But it's definitely best to get your... yeah, and this guy needs paper and ink. Which actually isn't that hard. And that guy's just cranky. And she says you need 5 faith. To talk to her. And faith is something that you get once you open up the church. The wife will sell you recipes. You can eat some of the foods raw. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost at day. So we'll just take a little quick tour. There's a gentleman here who's asking for honey. And if you continue down this road, you will find a lighthouse. And on specific days, here we go. The lighthouse keeper has this thing for fishing. And fishing is a great way to annoy yourself.
And don't do what Dad did and buy the fishing rod.
You can buy a fishing rod for you can buy a fishing rod for 2 silver, or you can collect moths. But to collect the moths, it's technology. Which will take a bit. So if you want to get a jump start, and you need technology to shake apple trees. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stuff that here. Oh, I picked a flower. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to use some of my energy and pick up a couple pieces of stone. So anyway, we've got the lighthouse down there. Once you get the fishing rod, you can come right up here, and that's a fishing spot for the ocean. There's 4 different fishing spots: ocean, river, village, excuse me, and swamp. Here's the village, 1. And we'll wander around back here. Just to meet everyone and get all of the little quests. Oh, he's not there yet. Never mind. And this also will show you or tell you who that will buy stuff. So we've got a carpenter. There's a shepherd who buys plant waste. Here's a dairy farmer. A gentleman who has bees. So, and you can also get honey. On tomorrow, the symbol that looks, I think it looks like the Quake symbol, sort of. Right in this spot, there will be a merchant. The merchant will sell different types of seeds. He also has quests for you. A lot of the people have quests. If you come down through this beautiful field of wheat, which you can't touch, you will meet the farmer. And he will actually sell you seeds. One of the frustrating things is you need 4 of each seed to plant it and make it grow. So say you want to grow carrots. It takes 4 seeds to grow 1 crop of carrots. That's 36 copper. But the prices will fluctuate. And if you look in his garden, he's got cabbage, carrots, I believe those are onions, and pumpkins. The thing is the pumpkins, you have to, it's like a higher level. If you look right here, that giant opening, it's not a cave opening, it's a coal mine or a vein of coal. You actually can't get to that one just yet. And coal is by far the best way to power your furnace. Uh-oh. Yeah, Gary the Skull is kind of annoying at times. Now I get the thing for gathering apples and berries. So there's a berry bush right here. Here's a garden. You can claim it. All you have to do is talk to the guy at the bar. I'll pick up some more little sticks. We'll put them in this area here. I have his beer, but he can wait. Because I want to make sure I have some energy. Well, anything that you put in this chest here will be accessible if you go up to the little kitchen table or the oven, which is nice. Because then that way you don't have to wander around looking for it or carry it in your inventory. And you will sleep until you are fully healed and or rested, or you can wake up part way if you don't want to miss something. Oh, I forgot about this guy. This guy's a little cranky about someone that's buried near him. I guess he doesn't like his neighbors.
As he looked at me.
Well, of course. You know, you're wearing two different socks and one of them's...
No, they're both the same.
Oh, just one's on inside out.
Be quiet.
Okay.
I wonder what happens if you use it on the wrong grave.
Now here, this is where you can put your wood logs when you chop bigger trees. Stone, when you hack down a chunk of stone. Here it will show you what you need for your furnace and everything. But let's go take care of the bodies. Work on the graveyard a little bit. What's kind of funny is you can try and outrun your XP. So here's the guy. I hope this is the right guy.
Nope, wrong guy.
There's the body. But before we deal with that, I want to get rid of that unsightly hole. So you go to the remove. And you just put it on there. And then back out of the menu. Because right now that hole is costing me 2 of my quality. And there we go. We're going to fix the fence around this one. And then we're going to fix up the headstone as well.
Don't forget to chop the trees.
Fix the grave fence and the headstone here. And you can see one of my frustrations with this game is the days seem to go by really quick. You either run out of energy too quick or the day just goes by too quick. It depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. So we're just going to sneak over here to the river. And we've got someone who's spying on us. Because he's cranky that, you know. We just decided to chuck a body in the river. Which may or may not happen again. Okay, and the place he's talking about is right over here.
And you can't do anything.
But you can't do anything because you don't have... Because you don't have the right tech. So now I'm going to give him a beer. And of course now he wants wine. Because, you know, beer's just a gateway. And then he gives you some clues about the church has a library in its cellar, astrologer. Now, as you can see, I gotta back out of all of that. Leave. He was talking about how everything is connected. Right here, you can clear this out, and it will get you into an alchemy lab. Then you have to clear out another area, and that will get you into the church basement. It's a lot of work and a lot of resources that you need for something you're not going to be using right away. Right now, the first thing you want to do is get right on your graveyard. Now this is your house basement. Now see, he says he'll come every night if he has to. And he will. And that's Snake. Now, for this, you need 10 wedges, 2 planks, and 4 simple parts. The simple parts you can get fairly easily. The wedges as well. All of them are fairly easy to get, but they take whoop, there we go. It requires you to um, build certain items.
I misspelled it. Never mind. Oh wait, it's SNAK.
So we're gonna sleep again. Go through Devil Day. Like I said, I have names for all of them, most of them.
Oh god, creepy ghost.
And we got the ghost back. Oh, and he explains about the sins and the good deeds. So what you need to do is when you're going to be burying people, you need to make sure that you are the more things, certain things that you hack out of them will decrease their sins. Others will increase them. So right now I can't really make anything.
You can make dough.
I can make dough once I get water. And for water,
So complicated.
it is. I will actually. This is another way that I kind of screwed up. We'll get there. You get a bucket of clear water, but you need water drops in order to actually do anything. So what you have to do is you just have to use the bucket, and then you get 20 drops of water, 20 units of water.
Why they have to add the bucket in between? We don't need the middle man.
So, but now I'm going to go up and try and get my graveyard a little more fancy. Oh, and we know that sound. It's not Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's the donkey bringing the dead. Let me see.
Okay, yeah. Fun fixing up those graves.
I'm gonna fix up this, and I think I'll fix up the
Oh god, it takes so bad.
this fence because this wooden cross. It's a wooden stone cross.
Yay. Oh, that's stone. That's pure stone.
So the last thing that I can fix up now, or for now, is this. Now I have to do some work.
Mostly just mining wood.
Now see, at this point in the game, the donkey is nice and drops the bodies off outside. That's why you kind of have to listen because the longer they're outside, the more they deteriorate. But we're going to check into some technology here. We're going to increase our. Oh, that was not probably the best one to do. Oh, I should have done my sawing first, but I'll be able to get that XP back to get the sawing. There, we'll take the flesh. Now here's the thing. If I bury the body, do I have the theology yet? I don't think so. Oh yeah. So I've got to increase this so that I can get my simple gravestones. Because otherwise, if I just bury him, it's gonna, drag me down. So I'll sleep for a little bit. It takes a while for him to wake up. I think he's taking sleeping pills. There, we'll put the water. Oh, we'll also put the flour there. Now, right behind your house, and it's still dark, so I may have an issue with some jellies,
Nah,
but we'll see.
it's not foggy. I was saying.
Yeah, we don't listen. This is why we don't listen to the child. It's almost like a water balloon popping when you kill him. You can wander up here. And just mine iron. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do with it because you don't have a furnace. But the blacksmith, if you remember, the blacksmith will buy iron ore from you. He'll also buy coal. That one really... Oh, my rusty shovel broke. I swear they did that on purpose.
Just run past them.
There will come a point where that you will have so much jelly, it's ridiculous. Once you get into the dungeon and everything. Okay. I want to fix my shovel first. Or not. Okay. Before the day ends, we will make the trek over here to Witch Hill to see Santa Claus. I mean, the dude is dressed like Santa. I know he's a priest, whole Inquisition thing, but still. This is another guy, and like I said, there's a reason. How you doing, Turtle? There's a reason I call this day Penis Day, because this guy, he is a real penis. So the first time I did it, I said I would show up, so I don't want to... We'll kind of dodge the question since the skull doesn't think, the random talking skull doesn't think I should tell everyone. And this is all a cutscene, not something you have to control. But he's someone else that you're going to end up getting a bunch of quests from. The little whispering that they do with his voice. If she floats, she's a duck. And most of the characters, when you first meet them, you will get an achievement. Like I said, I'm playing through again because I screwed up my first playthrough. It happens. And I figure he's going to be helpful. I figure everyone will be helpful. So, I'll just say what I want. I mean, I just showed up in this world. Who knows? Yeah, so today is actually Wrath. That's the deadly sin. Okay, not now.
That's your way home.
So, in these areas, you will learn more about as you play. What is that? It's just not enough energy. I'm so tired. I don't even have the energy to pick a flower. But yeah, these are just. Let me get down. I'm still not off of the hill. Most of the areas will connect, but the ways are blocked. So on the map, there's the graveyard, the morgue. That's Witch Hill. And then you've got the farm, then the lighthouse and the beach. There's also more areas to the north that I hadn't gone to. There's a town where the rich people live.
Which is fun the first time you enter it.
South of the village. But you have to go down. You need a certain pass to go there. That's blocked. And since it's not getting super late, when we saw the blacksmith, he was telling us about a swamp that had all sorts of iron. That was to the west. Problem is, bridge is out. So you need nails, planks, and flitches to fix that. Flitches are the rough cut boards. Oh, my shovel's still. That's right. I went to talk to him and didn't finish. So now I'm going to sleep, and the next day is going to be Moon Day. Moon Day, Moon Day. And on Moon Day, that's when the astronomer comes to town, to the lighthouse. So let's quick finish up our shovel. Got a little XP. We're going to chop a log, or chop down a tree, put the log in our nice little carrier. Or the log table, I should say. Then we're going to run all the way across town. Or across the village. to go see the astronomer. I wish there was like a turbo mode.
There are speed potions.
Further in the game, there are speed potions, but right now he's just kind of la di da. Yeah, the funny thing is Munchkin Man says it would put him to sleep, but I had him running around doing a few tasks for me earlier while I was running upstairs or running out to have a cigarette or taking the dogs out. And he was just, having so much fun. Now, the astronomer has, he can help you, but, he wants a skull. I mean, the dude is pretty hardcore. And while I'm in town, I'm going to swing by the blacksmith. I don't remember what it takes to make a furnace.
This is why Holden's here.
This is one of the reasons why Munchkin Man's here. Makes it easier so I'm not just randomly buying things. But I need to get a furnace. I need to get make a furnace and also make the chopping block and the sawhorse. So what we're going to do is we're not going to trade our tools because that would be silly. Okay, 8 simple parts. Okay. Yeah, see, the problem is I can trade him iron. But to get the simple parts, see how expensive it is?
That's why it's a lot easier to...
So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade the iron so I can get some cash. And that iron that's behind your house, it grows back. Can I do that? Closed from the other side. Okay, fine. There's a secret entrance there.
Wow, good spoiling it.
Now, if you noticed how the game kind of like glitches there, it kind of like freezes up. You will encounter that quite a lot while you're walking or doing things. There we go. We'll grab those berries because the more stuff you can harvest, the more XP you're going to get. Okay, there's the furnace plans. We don't need a timber stockpile because there is already one here. Or the stone stockpile.
Oh my god, it's so weird not seeing as many recipes.
But the one thing we are going to need, that is kind of odd.
You probably have to research the sawhorse.
Oh yeah, the sawhorse.
You probably have to research everything. Oh my god.
I have to research everything all over again.
break those.
I know.
I just remember
If
that.
you come down here, you will see barrels, and they are all over the place. And you can get some of the parts you need. You'll get some of the wood, and also some of the iron.
And nails. Dang it! I didn't upgrade the graveyard quick enough.
No, I will get the graveyard by next week. And see, I didn't sleep at all, which I should have. Now, see, on Sunday, the priest shows up. Really, until you get the graveyard up to level 5, there's not much you can do with him. So, and your best bet, and it's one of those things, it saves you a little work. Let's see, technologies. You can do the simple gravestones. Um, but pretty soon you're going to want to, oh, and there's primitive forging. Um, you're going to want to upgrade to the stone grave site or stone gravestones because those will give you a lot more. But that's not something that you can do until you start getting the blue XP, which is magic XP,
Which they don't really explain that good.
which isn't explained at all. Um, in the basement, you can basically make a bunch of chests. Later in the game, you may want to use it to put a vine press for some oil or making juice or wine.
Well, juice and then making a wine barrel.
Yeah, wine barrels for the wine.
Need more stone.
I need more stone for the furnace.
And that's probably what's worth it.
And I never researched the sawhorse or. You have to do a sawhorse, a chopping block, and then a carpenter's bench.
XP is a lot easier to get once you get to the basement.
Once you get the church open, your XP will fly a lot quicker. Right here it drags because you're at the beginning of the game.
That's probably why.
Out of energy. I don't think that any more bodies have been delivered. I haven't heard. It's possible. Or actually, no, because I believe I still have one sitting on the preparation table. And as long as your morgue is full, they will not deliver bodies. So, but what you need to do is
Pellets.
try and. You've got to upgrade your morgue, but there's certain things you want to upgrade first. Okay, so we've got the stone. We don't want farming in nature yet.
No.
Because transplanting doesn't really help. Because there's a lot of stuff you've got to do before. Here we go.
And saw. Yeah, that's more important right this now.
And then we need more so that.
The woodcutters. We need stoneworking to make better graves.
The stone working will make better graves, but see now we just got a recipe for a sawhorse.
And be careful where you place things.
There are some items that are really oddly shaped, and if you're not careful, you can run out of room fairly quickly.
And don't do the same thing I did. Place two of the same thing in the same spot.
So, but as you can tell, it was placed, but some items you actually do have to build. Others, they're nice enough to come prefab. They just get dropped off. So, luckily, amazingly, I have 5 flitches, and I have 5
Nails.
5 nails. So what I can do is from here, I can actually build a wooden marker. And if you want to build multiples, you can go to the right. So, and if you're wondering if you can repair this, and this is just your desk, which is like the blueprints outside, gives you things to do. Here is your corpse hatch, which has to be repaired on the inside and the outside. If you have the corpse hatch fixed, then the donkey will just come along and drop the body off, and it goes right down into the morgue. No muss, no fuss.
That only has red skulls, no white.
I know.
So you won't get any buff from burying.
So, as the child was saying, no, I don't want to do that. When I picked up the body, it had a red skull, and that was it. We're throwing him in the river for now. And no, we can't go back and get him. We'll check out this grave right here.
Oh,
You can see he's got 1 red skull, 1 white skull. When you add like grave markers, they will increase certain items.
Yay, now it's at 0.
So the basic grave marker is 1. So it got rid of, if you, let's look at it now. It basically canceled out that red skull. So here we have one that has 2 red skulls. And 4 white. So it was canceled out by the stone headstone. And then you get the +2 from the wooden grave fence. But there are some bodies that,
Yeah, we definitely gotta fix that stone cross.
need to be fixed more than others.
You can see we went from like -20 to -5. 10 more to go.
Yeah, I mean, it goes fairly quickly, but now it's a matter of you have to take a break. Whoop.
Yeah.
Take a break and steal a few mushrooms. You need to get enough wood so that you can build more markers, or better markers. The furnace is definitely what we're working towards. The big logs you have to carry, but if you have 2 that are kind of close to your home, you can kind of kick one. So my main issue though with the furnace is it's not the filches, it's all of the stone, but the stone goes pretty quick.
And let's build some stone fences.
So, but you have to have you have to research the stonework to have the stone fences and also get your stone repair kit.
Yeah, and that's I think in the orange.
So you've got your smithing, which I could go, but I don't need parts at the moment. Um, but in your basic building,
Ah, still, that's it.
now I can do the stoneworking, so I can make
Stone repair kits.
my stone repair kits. And then you've got the woodworking, which gives you the wood repair kits. Um, once you get, see, some of these are kind of odd because you will end up picking ones that are further out of the tree than others. And then you look, we've got the sawhorse, um, but the stone cutter, I need one more filch. Um,
Do we have a random barrel in the basement?
or one more, yeah, flitch. Flitch, filch, we go back and forth. Um,
Yeah, this is where we make the stone grave stuff.
but if you notice, that took it takes a while. And just so I'm not having my inventory clogged up, stuff that when you use the whetstone, it ends up back in your inventory. But just so I don't have my inventory clogged up, I'm throwing those items in the trunk. And then we're going to come over here, find the stone cutter. I'm trying to remember. I know how I did it on the last game, and things were all funky. Um, you also, oh, let's see. Oh, stone repair kit. You need clay.
Uh,
You need clay.
which you need the bishop for.
Yeah, the bishop will once you see, that's the interesting thing. You need to talk to him about, and it's once you raise things because that right there is a hole where you can get clay. But you have to get your graveyard up a couple levels before you can get the stone repair kits. Messed up, right? So, what you need to do
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and those take 45 energy up.
is you make stone gravestones, and those will replace the wooden ones. And you'll see building two of them, I didn't even get through. What's that sound? It's the happy donkey. I'm just going to sleep while that dead body sits out there. No big deal. But that the making the stone gravestones builds you up quite a bunch, but unfortunately it kills your energy.
Get the body and put it on the table. Oh, snake started
I can't reach snake.
Oh,
Now, see if you notice, I'm getting 5 apiece for each of those. Uh, the wrong way. Um, so you do. It is definitely worth it. Yeah, you get 5 of the red XP for each. Now here we're gonna look. He's got 1 red skull.
Yeah, don't take his flesh.
If I take his flesh, he's gonna have 2. So instead of making him grumpier, what we're going to do is we're going to add him to the collection. So we shall bury.
Berry. He can be up on top.
Nope. We'll stick it. Excuse me. We'll stick him way back here.
Yes, dig the grave.
Um, throw the body down, dig the grave.
Ew, now it's ugly.
So it's a -2 when it's a hole. You throw a body in it, it's a -1. There's my burial certificate, which I love to see those. Then we're going to pop this stone headstone on, and boom.
Yeah.
We're up to a 1.
There, stone headstone. Oh yeah. No, not that grave. One up.
We can take this marker and remove it.
Run out of energy.
I probably will run out of energy, but I'm not worried about it. But you remove the old markers and put the new ones on. That will save you a repair kit. Oh, I don't have energy. Now the other thing is if you want to cook anything with the fire, you've got this gorgeous roaring fire in here,
But there's no fuel.
but there is no wood in it.
Logic.
So you can get your baked meat, carrots, all sorts of other items. These are items that you kind of start out with. You pick them up here and there. If you want, you can come over to the cooking table and you turn wheat into flour. You can use your flour into dough, and then you take the dough over to the oven, make your bed or bread. Um, do they get replaced? No, they don't. Um, from what I've seen so far, you can only put 1 body in 1 grave, and they have to be a certain distance apart. Um, and the right side of your grave, or of the graveyard from the church, is the only place you can build in the beginning. After you get a couple levels higher and you earn some trust, they will let you work on the left hand side. But the reason you can't bury stuff in there in the beginning is because that side is cursed. So you have to prove that you're loyal,
And then ghosts spawn.
and then there's something about ghosts, and who knows, we haven't worried about that. But this whole section over here, oh, you can clean it up, but it has
Woo! Okay, worry about fixing up the graveyard.
it has no bearing on your total graveyard level. And your graveyard level actually comes into play based because the donations you get when you start giving out sermons are based on the level of your graveyard.
Oh god, we're almost breaking even.
So let's see. No. If we remove a couple more, actually, if we remove and I don't have enough for all of these. But up here, you can store these old ones, or if you make a bunch ahead of time, you can put them in there. Um, Also, other items that you may want to use. But since these need to be fixed, I'm just going to destroy them because otherwise they're just going to take up space.
Oh, we need more stone. Oh, that's what you're doing. We gotta make some stone grave fences. How much is for a marble grave fence, too?
So, and each item, well, there's wood, there's stone, then from stone it goes up to marble. Um,
And then marble, too.
and then you can there's also between stone and marble there's polished stone, carved stone, and then I think you can also polish and carve marble. And it's the same way with metal. You've got your iron, then you can get silver, gold, um, and you can there's so much in this game that you can do. um, I've played it for a bit and haven't even gotten close to even part of it. So I can make two more.
I would say make some fences after this. Because some of them don't have fences.
So, and I have no energy. So I want to try and get this done before Sunday comes around because once the bishop opens up the church, then the cat wails. Um, Once you get it up to level 5, the bishop will open up the church. Then you can start giving sermons. Then you can start having money come in. Um, it's not a lot, but it's a start. Now, see, the nice thing about this is I went to bed early, so now I can still sleep, regain a bunch of my energy, and get up before it's really going on, before much of the day has happened. And I'll be able to, I think I should be able to just replace two of the headstones that are on there with two more, with the two that I just got. Um, and that should bring us up to the level we need to be. Yep, because this stone cross is at 0. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'll be 1 down.
This is why we need to make fences.
We don't need to make fences because there's. See, the child thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't.
There are 3 graves that have fences on them.
To get to 5, we just need to replace one of these 2 stones. Okay, fine. A total teenager. It's funny because I'm wandering. Oh, I'm wandering around here figuring, going, oh, there's a stone there. And it's like, I got rid of that stone a long time ago. See, the whetstone comes out of the chest goes into my inventory.
Well, that for one piece of stone.
One piece of stone, and I need 2 to make a headstone.
Watch this gives us 30.
The logic is really weird because this will only be half of the rock. It'll just be the small rock. Okay. Yeah, it gave me 1. And what we are going to do, we use up all of our energy.
Eat berries.
Put the stone there. I should have checked to see if there were more berries. It seems like everything requires a lot of stuff. To make juice, it's like 25 berries.
This game needs multiplayer.
What's that sound? That's right, dead body! Which we will pick up on the way to the church, and we'll throw it in the morgue so it doesn't decompose anymore. But we're going to leave it out of the graveyard for now.
Watch out for the slimes.
At night, slimes appear in the swamp, but we're not heading towards the swamp.
Ooh, spooky ghost.
We'll throw him on the table.
And take his flesh and go in the river.
I could take his flesh and then, slice it up, fry it to a nice medium rare. There we go. And see, the other reason why I want to replace all of the other headstones is so they all are pretty much uniform. That's just kind of an OCD thing. It doesn't matter if they're uniform. Let's destroy the yellow flower. Kill the yellow flower. The other thing is once you get the graveyard fixed, it doesn't seem to deteriorate. Yeah, you can see this fence is broken, but it shouldn't deteriorate past that. At least in my other game, which was 100+ days, I didn't notice that it was deteriorating. He says that I never checked them, but you would have noticed. Because I actually did leave a bunch of the wooden ones, or a couple of the wooden ones. And here we go. This is the reason why you're rushing to get this church open.
And this is the ability Dad lost.
So
if you upgrade the church.
Now you can give a sermon. But the thing is every time you upgrade, I'm assuming every time you upgrade to a different level in the church, you're going to have to become a better citizen to be able to preach in it. There we go. We've got a study table, old books, and a new perk.
Start praying again.
You can't. Now, you come down to the basement. If you look right here, is another area that you can clear out. If you clear this path out, it will link over towards the basement of your house. Now, this table right here, this is where the fun happens. Um,
Study.
this is where you study things, and this is where you can earn the blue XP to get to the higher levels. But in order to do that, you need to have the little sciencey stuff up there. And to get that, you have to recycle or decompose paper um, at that station. Every piece of paper you decompose, you get science energy or whatever.
Ruined
So,
books.
and that, if I can actually look at it, um,
That's the study.
the study table is what's up there now. Um, as you, let me find it. And if you look, your church quality is 5, and you can't go above that, and there's nothing there.
Ooh, that thing has some words, but whatever.
And now, one royal leap, 4 royal spit. Now, this is where you pay your taxes. So to become a citizen, it's 10 copper. Not a big deal. But then if you want the royal stamp for your meat, it's going to cost you 50 silver. Um, building permission, which will help you upgrade your church. It's 20 silver, but the problem is you won't be able to preach in it. But in order to get that, you also have to get your church and your graveyard up. I think your church has to be a 20 and your graveyard has to be a 30. And to become a rightful citizen, it's 1 gold. And that's how you get your rightful citizen papers and your town pass and everything else. So unless you want to spend a whole bunch of money that you don't have, kind of back off a little.
Yeah. This is what screwed us.
That's what messed me up the first time. And as you can tell, I've been playing for 88 minutes. And the game froze while I was walking. I've been playing for 88 minutes. It's your this is the basics. Now from here it gets fun. To see just how fun, you're going to have to check back again.
After we do a bunch of mindless, boring.
So because we have some plans tonight. But I will be streaming again tomorrow with some more of Graveyard Keeper. Plus, I am also going to be playing. Oh, let me find the name of it. Persian Knights Sand of Wonder, which is the new point and click adventure from Artifacts Mundi. So until then, this is TG Ace of Hearts.
And Munchkin Man 02.
And Munchkin Man 02 in the background, mumbling, saying thank you for watching. And a big shout out to Pool Sharker for being our first subscriber. Have a good evening, everyone.